Right, Andy.
Hello.
What is it about ska? Because it just has this way, like I said, of just boosting your mood, doesn't it?
That's it.
It's just dead happy,
You've
isn't
answered
it?
your own question.
I have. I don't need you lot.
No, we can go home.
I do need you lot because I want to know. And do you know where ska began then, where it originated?
Well, ska is from Jamaica. And it developed from out of mento, which is a Jamaican folk music, which itself will have developed from the influx of Africans brought there against their will, shall we say. So ska developed in about the late 50s, 60s or so. I've got to say, there's probably some real ska fans listening who know a lot more about this than I do. My apologies to you. But it's, like you say, it's really happy sort of, bouncy stuff. It's got especially the old tracks like this, like Lord Tanamo you just played, just got a great feel. Good to play, good to dance to. Yeah.
It is, isn't it? And we're going to play some specials in a moment, but I have also, just so you know, for the end of the show, dropped in some Toots and the Maytals because I really like Pressure Drops. We're going to play that a little bit later as well. If you've got any favourites, we'd love to hear from you. We did have a message in from Brian H saying, loving the madness, wanting to hear Prince. As I said, we've got some specials coming up, so we'll dedicate that to you, Brian. But talking about how a ska is and how it makes you feel. So were you all fans of ska before you were in Buncha Skankers?
Oh, yeah, very much. It was just different, for me it's two-tone. I discovered ska from the two-tone, the second wave of ska, if you like. It all changed in 1979. It was Frank Sinatra or ballads or rock, and suddenly there was something new, something different, and it just grabs you by the ear.
It does. And there was, I think it was a programme, wasn't there, about two-tone on Radio 2 recently? Was that right?
Well, I didn't hear it.
Might be worth a listen.
I only ever listened to Manx Radio.
Well done, that man. Don't believe you for a second, but thanks, Chas. Make me feel better about that. So, Trey, one of the things I love about you guys, and it's sort of reflected in the music as well, your performances are so bouncy and so energetic. It must be pretty exhausting, though.
Well, I'd like to say, yeah, thank you. It's dead exhausting, but I think Andy's the main bouncy one.
I think you'll find that I'm the exhausted one. All they're doing is standing around.
Well, do you know what? The one thing I love about it as well is, as I said, you have a lot of fun. You sometimes dress up too, don't you? Tell us what costumes you've worn in the past.
Dear listener, Christy is referring to a camel outfit that I have occasionally worn at Bushy's main stage. That camel outfit, I've got to say, belongs to Martin Brunchweiler, or did, because I believe it went missing. So I don't know where it is.
Have you stashed it?
Stole the camel.
I wish I had. I would fess up now. I'd give it back to him and then borrow it again for our next gig.
Genuinely one of my favourite moments was seeing you on stage dressed as a camel. It was just absolutely brilliant. But yeah, the exciting thing about this, and the reason we're talking to you all today, is because you have a big gig coming up, don't you? So who wants to tell me about the big gig?
We do. Well, we can all pitch in. It's at the Villa Marina next week. Big gig.
And I don't think you've not played the Royal Hall before, have you?
We have.
You have.
We've supported Selector in there.
That must have been amazing.
That was good.
Yeah.
It was a great gig.
It was a great night.
It was meant to be the Selector and the Beat, but unfortunately, Rankin Roger wasn't well and didn't come, and subsequently passed. So it's a sort of bittersweet memory, I guess.
Yeah. But did they watch your set then?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
A couple of them did.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like to
drinks
think
with
so.
them after. It was great.
Oh, that is so cool.
Well, it's your story.
Oh, well, it's actually not one of my favourite gigs, but it's one of those gigs where we all decided that vehicles were remaining. We had a few free drinks, and because we were supporting, we were on and off early, so it meant we could then enjoy the rest of the night. And it's one of the few nights where we kind of partied after, because we don't do that often because we ain't kids anymore. So it was good. It was a good night.
Oh, what a thing to experience. Well, we'll hear more about the gig next week in a few moments, but Chas, I'm going to let you introduce the next song, partly because it's got a word in it I don't know if I'm allowed to say on air. Not rude, but we're on the Isle of Man, you know.
Okay, give me a clue.
Okay, it's the Specials.
Right.
Yeah.
Them,
but competing
yes.
against each
well, I'm
other.
not happy. I'm not happy with that word either. No. So it's working for the Joey race.
Well done,
Yes.
that man. It is the Specials.